School on the Legacy Sports Network as we present to you the bi-district round of the 5A Girls State Playoffs here in Region 3. As tonight, the district champions from 21 5A, the Deer Park Lady Deer, take on the representatives from District 22 5A and the Manvel Lady Mavericks. With my broadcast partner, JC Walkup, I am Chase Hernandez. Thankful for you joining us here this evening. And JC, back in August, these teams set out for one goal, that was to make the playoffs. Now their opportunity to go all the way to the state tournament has finally arrived.
That's right, Chase. And week after week, we've talked about playoffs. I know the girls are looking forward to playoffs, and tonight is where it all begins.
We'll start off with the Deer Park Lady Deer as they went perfect for the second straight year in District 21 5A. And Coach Gay Sabatel's club is led by an outstanding outside hitter in junior Maddie Wallace.
Yes, let's talk about Maddie Wallace and what a weapon she's been on the Deer Park team. As a junior, she leads her team in kills, and it seems like it doesn't matter where she is on the court, they find her and she goes for the kill.
Let's talk about this Manvel Lady Mavs team for a second, too, as they come out of District 22 5A. They are led at the net by an outstanding young player as well in Tatiana Tyson.
Yes, Tyson, as only a sophomore, the 5'11" middle blocker, leads her team in kills, and she is not far behind in blocks. So I'm really excited to see her play tonight.
Should be a good one here from Clearbrook High School as we get started with the 5A Girls State Playoffs this year, as we have here at Clearbrook High School as Deer Park takes on the Manvel Lady Mavericks. We'll come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the opening serve in just a moment here on the Legacy Sports Network.
At Neighbors Emergency Center, we don't just save lives, we save
mothers, sons,
best friends, little ones,
running partners, wives.
At Neighbors Emergency Center, you're not just a patient, you're a top priority. Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
Welcome you back into Clearbrook High School this evening here on the Legacy Sports Network as we get set for the bi-district round matchup between the Deer Park Lady Deer coming out of District 21 5A and the Manvel Lady Mavericks coming out of District 22 5A this year. As you see, the Deer Park Lady Deer 29-8 on the year. They were 12-0 in district play for the second time in their district. Manvel finishing fourth in District 22 5A with a district record of 8-6, finishing behind Alvin, Pearland, and Dobie. As you take a look at the team comparisons on the season, as these two teams played earlier this year in the Pearland tournament, which the Deer Park Lady Deer won that match 2-0, and that started their 24-match win streak. Jason Hernandez, JC Walkup with you this evening here as we get set for the opening serve here from Clearbrook High School. And JC, before we get ready, just quick thoughts of what you want to see from tonight's match.
You know, Chase, every week, every broadcast, we talk about the postseason and how important it is and how much builds up to it. And so tonight, I just hope we get to see some good competition, and it should be a good game.
On the court right now for the Deer Park Lady Deer, Samantha McMahon, Alexis Holling, Darby Shaw, Abby Gardea, Bethany Covington, and Maddie Wallace. For the Manvel Lady Mavericks, they have Bailey Jefferson, Jordan Pope, Corey Joe Martin, Shelby Estes, Alasia Thomas, Tatiana Tyson, and Jasmine Estelle. As Manvel will have the opening serve this evening, and we are underway here in this bi-district round matchup. And we'll have a quick early point going to the Manvel Lady Mavericks.
You know, the Deer tried to save that one, but I think a lift was called on Alexis Holling.
Number 12, Shelby Estes, will have the serve this evening. To start off for Manvel. Morgan Plunkett on the attack. Nice dig out by the libero for Manvel. And a whistle, and a point will go to the Deer Park Lady Deer.
It looks like they're saying that they did not get a touch on that block. I think from our angle, it kind of looked like Deer Park had it.
So it'll be Alexis Holling, the senior captain, with the serve for the Lady Deer. Here we're tied at one, just underway. As Manvel now will go on the attack. Nice dig out by Darby Shaw. McMahon on the attack, dug out by the Lady Mavericks. And that's going to be out of bounds on that block attempt from McMahon and Covington. And the point will go to Manvel. They're up 2-1. Jordan Pope, senior outside hitter, will have the serve now for the Lady Mavericks. As we set out of District 22 5A, finishing 4th. Alexis Holling saving it right here close to our broadcast table. Now here comes Manvel, nice dig out by Wallace. Holling with the save, and Shaw will send it all the way back, but it's out of bounds, and the point goes to Manvel. 3-1, Manvel in front. Pope will retain serve. Service error into the net. That'll cut the lead to 1. Victoria Ball, winner of the game for the first time this evening for Manvel. Senior Morgan Plunkett now will have the serve. Manvel on the attack. Holling digs it out. And Wallace tipping it over, and the whistle, and we'll have a point to Deer Park.
And there we go, Chase. We talked about how we're so excited to see Maddie Wallace play tonight, and she starts us off with a point.
Maddie Wallace, the junior outside hitter, comes in tonight, 340 kills on the year, leads this Deer Park team. Also 382 digs. As that will go off the right hand of Averish Johnson, out of bounds, and a point to Deer Park. And the Lady Deer now in front, 4-3. Plunkett will retain serve. Nice block at the net right there. That's Wallace and Bethany Covington that will get the block and the point for the Lady Deer. Covington with 28 blocks on the year, and Maddie Wallace with 16. As that will be a service error by Morgan Plunkett. Point goes to Manvel.
Already 2 service errors in this game, Chase, 1 for each side. I'm surprised we're seeing that this late in the season.
Alasia Thomas back in the game. Second in the team of kills is Thomas, as the libero Bailey Jefferson, 459 digs, leads this Lady Maverick team. And right there, Maddie Wallace, that strong right hand, will get the kill as it goes off of the 2 Lady Maverick defenders. As we take a look at the team leaders for the Lady Deer, Alexis Holling, Maddie Wallace, and Samantha McMahon, the top 3 on this Lady Deer team. Bethany Covington will have the serve, and she'll have a service error into the net. It'll be a 6-5 Deer Park lead, as Corey Joe Martin, one of the captains, where Manvel will have the serve. Ivy Shaw with the dig. Deer Park will set up the attack. Dig out by Holling. Wallace with the tip over. Nice save, though, by Manvel. That was Corey Joe Martin. Holling will go to the floor to save it. Nice rally between both teams, going with the left hand of Wallace. Now Manvel on the attack. And the Lady Deer unable to save that one. Now tied up at 6.
Good hustle by the Lady Deer on that play.
Take a look at the Manvel Lady Mavericks. Their leaders, Tatiana Tyson, Shelby Estes, and Alasia Thomas, coming in to tonight's match. And that's going to be unsuccessful right there, as Averish Johnson looked to just tip it over the net. It was a little too far to do that, as McMahon will check out, as Brittany Dumas and Kaylee Lockie will check in for the first time this evening. Deer Park back in front by a point at 7-6, as Kaylee Lockie, the senior, with the serve. Harvey Shaw on the back row with the dig. Maddie Wallace over, and will get the point as that falls right in front of number 2, Victoria Ball.
Smart play by Maddie Wallace. We're really seeing some diversity from her. We've already seen a couple kills, a couple tips, and then a roll shot.
That's going to be an ace right there from Lockie. 21 aces coming tonight. That'll be her 22nd on the year. That's now a 9-6 Deer Park lead. Dig almost gets all the way back to Deer Park as the Lady Mavericks get it over. Wallace on the attack. That's a nice block at the net right there, but it's going to be just out of bounds, and a point goes to Manvel, as Gardea, the leading blocker for this Deer Park team, is right there and just misses it from being a point to the Lady Deer. It's a point for Manvel. It's a 9-7 Lady Maverick lead, or excuse me, Lady Deer lead. Will go off of Brittany Dumas, out of bounds here to the near side of the court. Off the serve of number 14, Avers Johnson, one of 3 captains here for Manvel. The Lady Mavericks have cut it to a 1-point lead. Darby Shaw with the dig. Dumas on the attack block. Deer Park saves it. Wallace with the tip over. Nice job by Manvel. That's going to fall to the court, and a point will go back to the Lady Deer as they now push the lead back to 2.
You know, I mentioned earlier, Maddie Wallace has really become the go-to girl, and it doesn't matter where she is on the court. They're really trying to get that set to her.
Speaking of who, here's Maddie Wallace to have the serve. Wallace, 340 kills, 382 digs, 19 aces, 16 blocks for the junior outside hitter from Deer Park. And we're gonna have a whistle, and the point will go to Deer Park.
Yes, you saw the middle blocker go up for a slide there, and she actually ended up crossing over the plane of the net.
Back to a 3-point advantage for Deer Park here in this opening set. They will go all the way back to the Lady Deer. Pushing it across was Abby Gardea, and she will get the point. And it's now 12-8, Deer Park in front. Gardea, who leads the team in blocks with 73 coming in to tonight's match. Manvel just saves on the far side. Plunkett on the attack, blocked by Manvel. Saving it to Lady Deer. Shaw will get it back across. A nice dig by Bailey Jefferson. Tip over the net, saved by Plunkett. Now Dumas tips it over. Nice hustle from the Manvel Lady Mavericks. And Dumas right there. And it's going to be just out of bounds. Right in front of the Manvel bench. As you can see, head coach Sarah Polk right there.
Close call on a hard-fought point. And during that rally, we saw the Manvel bench really rallying for a lift call on Lockie.
Alasia Thomas, the junior middle blocker, will have the serve here as Shaw will go low to dig it out. Plunkett on the attack, and she will get the kill as it hugs the far sideline. It's now a 13-9 score as Bethany Covington will check in for Abby Gardea. As Darby Shaw get ready with the serve. Shaw 432 digs, the junior libero. Lockie setting up Plunkett. And Manvel not able to save it. And a point goes to Plunkett. And a point to Deer Park. It's now a 14-9 score here in this opening set. Nice dig right there. Maddie Wallace going to the floor as Dumas is set up. She'll push it across, saved by Jefferson, and it's going to fall to the floor. And Deer Park will stretch their lead out to 15-9. Already will send it over. Maddie Wallace digs it out. Lockie to set up Wallace on the attack. Blocked at the net, but it's going to go through the hands and out of bounds. And Coach Sarah Polk will call a timeout here as Deer Park pushes the lead here in the opening set to 16-9 here from Clearbrook High School this evening. We take a look at the Deer Park lineup. Samantha McMahon for the Lady Deer. We follow by Kaylee Lockie. Take a look at Alexis Halling, one of the senior captains of this Deer Park team. And Darby Shaw, outstanding libero. And Morgan Plunk, another senior leader for this Lady Deer team. Abby Gardea leads this team in blocks this year. And Bethany Covington, one of the standout seniors. And the aforementioned Maddie Wallace, who leads this district in kills at 340 on the year. So take a look at the Manvel roster. Bailey Jefferson, libero, 459 digs coming tonight. Jordan Pope, second in the team in aces at 35. Corey Joe Martin, one of the junior captain should say. We're back to action as Darby Shaw will retain the serve. Manvel now on the attack. And Lockie saves it after it tipped the net. Plunkett on the attack. Goes through the blocker's hands, and that'll be a point now 17-9. Deer Park out in front early.
She was really on top of that ball chase, and we really have a good angle to see the height that these girls are getting at the net. Here comes Darby Shaw. Nice dig out by Jefferson.
And that's going to be a block at the net, but saved by Manvel. But Dumas and Covington right there to send it right back over to the Lady Mavericks side of the point. And now Deer Park out to their biggest lead of this opening set at 18-9. Nice dig out by Jasmine Estelle for Manvel. As now Deer Park will go on the attack. And a whistle. We'll have a point going to the Lady Mavericks.
There is no touch on that block.
You know, Manvel breaks up that rally for Deer Park as Shelby Estes, the captain for this Manvel team out of District 22 5A, sends it over. Wallace sends it high here in the gym. Too strong off the right hand of Covington. Point to Manvel, now 18-11. Estes, another junior captain, along with Corey Joe Martin. That one goes into the net off the right-handed Dumas, and a point to Manvel. They're starting to rally back here in this first set here for Clearbrook High School. As they try to get back into this one, they trail by 6 as Estes retains serve. Wallace will get the dig. Lockie sets her up. Estelle will dig it out for Manvel. Nice block by Deer Park. They'll push it across on their second try. Dumas goes strong right through the libero, Bailey Jefferson. And a point to Deer Park, now 19-12. As Alexis Holling and Samantha McMahon try to check in for Dumas and Lockie. There will be Alexis Holling, senior center, 553 assists on the year. A dug out by Jefferson libero as Manvel goes on their attack. And Shaw can't save it going to the floor. And the point goes to Manvel. Get ready to have another sub. Zavers Johnson, the lone senior captain for this team, will check in. Victoria Ball come in with the serve here as their team trails by 6. Holling setting up Covington. Nice dig out right there by Shelby Estes. And we're gonna whistle, and Deer Park will get a point.
And they're calling a double on the Manvel set. I'd say the setters on both sides tonight are gonna have to have really clean sets or else they're gonna get called.
Morgan Plunkett now will have the serve. Senior outside hitter. Send this one over, dug out by Bailey Jefferson. And another whistle, another penalty committed by Manvel, and Deer Park will get a free point, and a timeout will be called by Coach Sarah Polk. 21-13 here in this opening set. Deer Park leading the Manvel Lady Mavericks this evening here in the first round of the 2013 5A Girls State Volleyball Tournament. Take a look at the crowd this evening here inside the gymnasium. JC, so far, Deer Park coming out strong after Manvel got out to an early lead. Deer Park with a chance to pull away a little bit, and now they have a chance with 4 more points remaining to get this opening set victory. As tonight's game brought to you by Dean and Draper Insurance Agency, business insurance, health insurance, home and auto, ensuring the growth of Texas. Call Sonny Covington at 713-527-0444. Also by Lightning Bolt and Supply. Everything about our company, from our products to our courtesy staff, is designed to meet your individual needs with strikingly good service. You see Manvel will get the point as it goes through the block of Deer Park, cuts it to 7 at 21-14 as Jefferson get ready to have the serve. Wallace digs it out. Go on the attack, block by Manvel. A nice job by the Lady Mavericks as Samantha McMahon sends it over. Nice block right there, Covington and McMahon for the Lady Deer. As Wallace digs that one out, Covington pushes it over. And the Lady Deer back on the attack. And Jefferson gets it back on that dig. And that one's gonna go too far off the right hand of Covington. And the point goes to Manvel, 21-15.
Covington trying twice in that rally to just push the ball over, and both times hugging the back line. I don't know if that's going to be her best strategy for the night. I think she's a really good attacker, and she needs to just, go for the kill.
Haley Jefferson libero with the serve. Deer Park on the attack, just tipped over by Covington, trying to catch Manvel off guard. Maddie Wallace with a tip, and saved by Manvel, then pushing it back is Covington. And a point goes to the Deer Park Lady Deer. As Darby Shaw will come out.
Yeah, Covington finally successful in her third try of pushing the ball over the net. She finally caught Manvel off guard.
So Covington now will have the serve after being rewarded that fine play. Plunkett can't save it out the right hand of Averis Johnson. And the kill goes to Johnson as she came in tonight with 127 on the season for the senior outside hitter. Now 22-16. As Corey Jo Martin, junior center, has the serve. Alling saves it from going in the net as McMahon pushes it over. Johnson just tips it over as Wallace saves it. Plunkett goes strong with the right hand and gets the kill. Morgan Plunkett, 172 kills for the season. As Kaylee Lockey and Brittany Dumas will check in for Alexis Holling and Samantha McMahon. 23-16, 2 points away from an opening set victory for Deer Park. As Lockey with the serve. Gets to the Jefferson, but right there at the net was Maddie Wallace. Came close to being a little close into the net, but she sets up set point for Deer Park.
Deer Park really needs to concentrate here and just finish off this set, and then it'll give them such a huge advantage going into game 2.
Lockey serve over. Manvel on the attack, trying to stay alive. And that's going to be in off the right hand of Averis Johnson. Found an open spot in the back corner. Keeps the first set alive for Manvel as Jordan Pope will sub in. And Averis Johnson will have the serve. Plunkett digs it out. As Gardea on the attack gets the kill. And we'll get an opening set victory for Deer Park here in this bi-district matchup against the Manvel Lady Mavericks. We'll come back and have the second set from Clearbrook High School. You're watching the bi-district playoffs right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
They saved me.
He saves me.
You saved me. Neighbors Emergency Center saves lives.
Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
If you're looking for the best selection of crawfish on this side of Louisiana, the Louisiana Crawfish Hut is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louie and hut platter. Not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut, located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
Welcome you back to Clearbrook High School as we get set for the second set of this best 3 out of 5 between the Deer Park Lady Deer and the Manvel Lady Mavericks here in the bi-district round of the 2013 5A Girls State Playoffs. Chase Hernandez joined with JC Walkup here this evening. And JC Deer Park coming off a 25-17 opening set victory as we take a look at the team comparisons on the season, but a really strong outing by the Lady Deer in that opening set.
Yes, and it's good to see them taking care of business when they need to. There was this time there when Manvel looked like they could have come back from behind, but Deer Park got it done, and now I think that they're going to be able to play the second game more relaxed.
This Deer Park team coming in tonight with a 24-match win streak on the line. It started way back on August 29th when they defeated the same Manvel team in the Pearland tournament earlier this year, 25-18, 25-18 to win that set 2-0. So having some experience already playing this team this year really has to pay off for Coach Gay Sabatel's club.
Oh yeah, I think they knew who the big players were on Manvel coming into this match, and I see them putting up a strong block against Tyson because they knew that she was going to be a big weapon in tonight's game.
As the Lady Mavericks are on the court, as we get set for this second set this evening. Winner of this match will take on the winner of the Clear Creek Dulles by district round matchup on Friday evening. As Deer Park will come out to the court, and the Lady Deer will have the opening serve here in this second set. As it will be Alexis Holling that will have the opening serve. Samantha McMahon, Maddie Wallace, Abby Gardea, Morgan Plunkett, Bethany Covington on the court for Lady Deer's. Darby Shaw, the libero, now will come in for Gardea. For Manvel, they'll send out number 12, Shelby Estes, number 7, Jordan Pope, their libero, Bailey Jefferson. As we get set for the second set. Maddie Wallace saves it. Darby Shaw just gets it to Plunkett. And just tapping over. Nice save, though, by Shelby Estes. Holling setting up Covington, tips it over again. Estes right there with another dig. That goes off of Covington, falls to the floor. And it'll be a point. And that'll be Tatiana Tyson. Very quiet for Tyson in that opening set. She was one of our standouts that we mentioned in the opening of our broadcast. Leads this team in kills at 203, only a sophomore. Shelby Estes will have the serve for Manvel. Too strong off of Plunkett, as Plunkett wants it tipped, but she will get no call, and it's a point to Manvel. 2-0 early for the Lady Mavericks as Estes retains serve. And another point goes to Manvel. They're out early 3-0 as I think McMahon was caught off guard just a little bit what she wanted to do right there. Set it up on the offense for the Lady Deer. And Maddie Wallace will get credit with the kill right there. Just when Deer Park needed a point, they go to their go-to person.
You know, Chase, this is the first game all year we've seen Deer Park put out the same lineup during the second game as the first game. And I think that shows that maybe they finally found a groove and they're finally confident with the players that they have on the floor.
Nice job right there, Bethany Covington pushing it over after Tatiana Tyson sent it back Deer Park's way, found an open space, and Deer Park's cut it to a 1-point lead for Manvel early. As Cora Jo Martin will send this in the net, Deer Park's rallying back to tie it up at 3-all here in this second set. As Morgan Plunkett will have the serve. Deer Park right there, can't save it.
But what an effort they were. Morgan Plunkett was that close to getting it back on the other side of the net.
Seen a lot of hustle this year from this Deer Park team on our broadcast. Manvel will sub in, and number 7, Jordan Pope, second on the team in aces, and will get credited with one right there. As she came in with 35, gets an ace right there from Manvel. It's out 5-3, Lady Mavericks. Harvey Shaw with the dig, Holling. Sets up a man, Jefferson though. Libero for Manvel. Gets the dig, and here comes Deer Park back on the attack. Some miscommunication, and Manvel had to get out of the way, and McMahon gonna let this one go out of bounds on the far side. And a point to the Lady Deer's Abby Gardea will now come in for Darby Shaw. Bethany Covington will have the serve. Nice save right there by Plunkett as that hit the top of the gym, and Deer Park gets it back. Now Manvel on the attack as Plunkett will get another dig. And a whistle, and a point will go to the Lady Mavericks.
And like I mentioned, Chase, the setters on both teams are really going to have to make sure they're getting clean touches on the ball or they're going to get called tonight.
Covington will check out for Deer Park as Manvel will have the serve as Tatiana Tyson, sophomore middle blocker. Get it over Shaw, saves it. McMahon's attempt blocked at the net. Now here comes Manvel. That goes to the blockers of Gardea and McMahon, and actually Deer Park is going to get called for get the point right here as Coach Polk wants an explanation.
And we get a little bit of reaction out of the crowd. I believe that Manvel is thinking that Deer Park knocked it out of bounds, but I actually do think that Manvel is the one that hit it straight out of bounds.
Kaylee Lockie in the game has a service. It goes all the way back to Manvel, and Abby Gardea will send it back to the Manvel side and get the point and the kill. And the Lady Deer have tied it here at 6 as Lockie retains the serve. Wallace on the attack through the Manvel blockers, and now Manvel will go on their attack. Dumas setting up Wallace, tips it over, finds the, oh, it's alive. Nice dig right there. That was Avers Johnson that saved it, going all the way to the floor. And now Dumas will get the kill for the Lady Deer.
That was an excellent dig on the Manvel side, Chase. When that happens, it's actually called a pancake, and it's just when you save the ball from hitting the floor with your hand as flat like a pancake.
Deer Park takes the lead for the first time here in this second set. As Manvel goes on the attack. As Elijah Thomas sends it out of bounds right in front of the Deer Park bench. An 8-6 lead as Lockie will once again have the serve. Jefferson saves it. As Corey Joe Martin will send it over out of bounds on the far side, heads up play right there by Deer Park, and a timeout called by Coach Sarah Polk's team. Here in this second set, Deer Park leading at 9-6 over Manvel, lead the match 1-0.
The energy in here, Chase, it's a really fast-paced game. Deer Park is really just kind of rolling through Manvel. They're not slowing down.
Deer Park undefeated for the second straight year in District 21 5A play. 2 years in that district, have not lost a game for Coach Samatel's team as Gay Samatel in her 30th year now at Deer Park, her 20th as a head coach. We'll love yet another bi-district championship to be brought back home to Deer Park. As right now the Lady Deer looking good so far here in this second set with a 3-point lead. As Coach Polk looks to regroup her team as we come out of this timeout. Kaylee Lockie will retain the serve. Manvel on the attack, and it's just going to hit inside the back line. I believe that was Avers Johnson.
There was no one back there for the Deer Park side. They had the entire back line all the way open.
Maddie Wallace tips it over. Nice save by Shelby Estes. And a whistle point goes to the Lady Deer.
Again, called for the double set, and the setter looking around very confused.
Nice job right there at the net by Manvel. I believe that was Elijah Thomas. We'll get credited with that point right there, forcing that ball over as Deer Park was unable to return it. 10-8. Lady Deer now in front as Avers Johnson has the serve. Maddie Wallace digs it out. Plunket on the attack. Strong kill off the right-hander. It's now an 11-8. Lady Deer lead as Jasmine Estelle will check back in for the Lady Mavericks as Bethany Covington will come back in for the Lady Deer as Darby Shaw has the serve.
What a kill by Morgan Plunkett on that last point. She's really getting on top of the ball tonight. If I was the setter, I would take note of that and keep going.
Deer Park once again with the point. Stretches their lead out to 12-8. Shaw retains serve. Dug out by Bailey Jefferson. Just getting it over was Jordan Pope. As Lady Deer go on the attack. Goes through the blockers off the right hand of Covington and a point. Now Deer Park starting to stretch this lead out just a bit here in this second set, looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead in this match, though still plenty of time for the Lady Mavericks to get in this. Addie Wallace saves it as Lockie and Shaw dug it out. Now here comes Manvel on the attack. Wallace goes low, digs it out. Plunkett with the right hand through the blockers, and will get the kill. It's now 14-8 Deer Park.
Another excellent kill from Morgan Plunkett. She's really playing a great game tonight. One of the best that we've seen out of her this season.
6-point advantage for Deer Park. Jefferson will dig this out high. Estes at the attack, but right there, Morgan Plunkett blocks it, finds an open space on the court. And it's now 15-8 Deer Park in front. Darby Shaw once again will retain the serve.
We're really starting to see Deer Park pull away. I'd say all the momentum is on their side at this point, and I thought we were going to have a timeout from Manvel, but they are actually just going with the sub.
Marissa Stinson will check in as Shelby Estes will come out to get a breather. As the libero Darby Shaw once again will have serve. And that's going to go off of number 3, Jasmine Estelle, out of bounds, and another timeout called by Coach Polkwood. The score being Deer Park 17 and Manvel 8. Tonight's game brought to you by InsideDP.com, your #1 source for all news Deer Park. That's InsideDP.com. Also the Flower Cottage at Deer Park. You want to be the florist you recommend. And by Summit Realtors. Located in the heart of Deer Park, Summit Realtors provides a full range of real estate services for the greater Southeast Houston area. You will love the opportunity to discuss your upcoming sale, listing, financing, or purchase. Summit Realtors has been in business for 18 years, is owned by Carla Nettles. Call 281-479-6600. That's Summit Realtors. And also by Force Specialty Services, servicing the petrochemical and refinery industry with construction and maintenance general contracting for over 30 years. That's Force Specialty Services. Get ready to come out of this timeout. Chase Hernandez and JC walk up with you this evening. And as you mentioned, JC, Deer Park right now on a roll this evening. And it's starting to pull away just a bit here in the second set as Coach Polk tries to regroup her team out of that timeout.
Yeah, I'd say that Manvel really needs to fight for the momentum right now. If they lose this game, it's going to be really hard to come back. And we've seen it happen before, so I can't say it's impossible, but it just seems that Deer Park is really, they're gaining momentum, and the more that they win, the stronger they're going to continue to play. And I think Manvel's going to have a really hard time coming back.
You saw that last point for the Lady Deer as a bad hit sent it all the way here to the near side of the court. Manvel was not able to get it back over as we have another whistle, another violation committed against Manvel. A point goes to the Lady Deer.
Darby Shaw with great serving tonight.
Shaw once again retaining serve as Jefferson will shank that one out of bounds on the far side. It's now 20-8, the Lady Deer out in front as they will look to try to get a commanding 2-0 lead on this match as Estes will check back in. Stinson will come out. And Shaw once again will have the serve. And a whistle, and a point goes to Manvel as a hit off Wallace, and Lockie tried to save it as well. But Manvel does get the point out of that, finally breaking up that string by Deer Park.
Manvel was really trying anything they could to break that serve. They ran in several players, and it just seems like there was nothing they could do to break Shaw's serve.
Bailey Jefferson will have the serve for the Lady Mavs. Dumas going strong, going through Zaria Radford. And a point goes to the Lady Deer as Samantha McMahon, Alexis Holling gets ready to come back in for Lockie and Dumas. 21-9 now here in this second set. Glad you're joining us this evening here on the Legacy Sports Network, this bi-district matchup between Deer Park and Manvel. As Holling has the serve. Nice dig out by McMahon at the net. Block That was Tatiana Tyson. Tyson again at the net. Manvel on the attack now. Pushed over, blocked at the net by Deer Park. That was Covington. Darby Shaw with the save. Holling goes long. And Deer Park with an excellent save. And a nice rally between both of these teams. And Shaw goes to her right for that dig. And Maddie Wallace finishes it off right there. Not her strongest kill, but she'll take it, and it's now 22-9.
Right, that was a smart play by Wallace. You know, she had the opportunity to kill it, and we all know that she can kill it, but she knew she could catch Manvel back on their toes.
Here comes Alexis Holling once again with the serve. Nice block right there, Covington and McMahon on the far side. Estes sends it over. Shaw goes low for the dig. And Samantha McMahon with the kill, finds that open space in the back corner. Now 23-9. As Holling will retain serve once again. McMahon coming in tonight, 219 kills, second on the team behind Maddie Wallace in that category. Also second in blocks with 44. A whistle and a point will go to Deer Park.
Setter caught under the net, but I'm actually surprised that they did not get called for a lift on that first dig of that rally.
Set point coming up for the Lady Deer. Alexis Holling, the senior captain. Hits this one over, goes all the way back to Deer Park. Covington trying to go strong, but sends it in the net, and Manvel stays alive.
I think she was just a little bit too far off the net to kill that one. Good intentions, though.
Shelby Estes has the serve as Deer Park on the attack. Covington strong, gets the kill. And Deer Park wins the second set this evening, 25-10. And are one set away from a sweep and a chance ahead to the second round of the 5A Girls State Volleyball Playoffs. Back in a moment from Clearbrook High School here on the Legacy Sports Network.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's march to excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up, it's deep, and it's going to be gone!
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff, Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone, touchdown!
This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
You guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at legacysportsnetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
If I get pneumonia,
Break my arm.
Need to know if my pain is something more.
I know I can trust Neighbors Emergency Center to save me.
they save my time.
They'll save me from missing the championship.
They'll save me from missing my meeting.
They'll save me from missing the chance to walk her down the aisle someday.
They save me.
He saves me.
You save me.
Neighbors Emergency Center saves lives.
Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
If you're looking for the best selection of crawfish on this side of Louisiana, the Louisiana Crawfish Hut is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louie and hut platter, not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut is located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
Alongside JC Walker and Chase Daniels, welcome you back Into our broadcast this evening here from Clearbrook High School as the Deer Park Lady Deer take on the Manvel Lady Mavericks, the first round of the 5A Girls State Volleyball Playoffs. And Deer Park comes off that 25-10 second set victory. JC, they are one set away from a clean sweep this evening and a chance to move on to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and they seem to be getting stronger throughout that second game and just playing more relaxed and making fewer mistakes. And I think this third game could go pretty fast if Deer Park continues.
If you're Coach Polk's team, what do you have to do to rebound here in this third set to try to keep your match and your season alive?
I'd say just, get some energy out there on the court and just play smarter. They're doing good things. We're seeing them put up a good block, strong hits, good defense. They just need to clean it up a little bit and then maybe just rally together as a team and get their focus back.
Manvel will have the serve to start this third set. It will be Shelby Estes. Maddie Haltom and Haley Schneider will be on the court here for the Lady Deer to start this third set, along with Samantha McMahon, Morgan Plunkett, Alexis Holly, and Bethany Covington. As Darby Shaw will come in. Bailey Jefferson. Zaria Radford. Shelby Estes on the court, along with Jordan Pope, Tatiana Tyson, and Corey Joe Martin. The opening point once again will go to Manvel as Bethany Covington could not send it over. And it's a 1-0 Lady Mavs lead. They have led each set so far this evening. Just had not had the fortune to come out on top of any set as Deer Park cannot save that. And the point goes to Manvel. They lead it now 2-0.
We've seen Deer Park struggle from the beginning of the game in both sets, all three sets so far. So hopefully they just turn it around and come back just like they did in the first two.
Nice dig out by Maddie Haltom for the Lady Deers. Darby Shaw sends it over. Haltom will send it over. Nice save by the Lady Deer. They're going strong with the right hand is Jordan Pope. Senior outside hitter with the point. It's now 3-0. Manvel leads it. Pope with 35 aces for the Lady Mavs, the second on their team this season. Estes, one of the three captains, retains serve. That will go out of bounds as Morgan Plunkett tipped it off the net. Manvel out strong early in this third set as they know their season's on the line right here.
They do seem to be doing some of the things that I mentioned. They do seem to be kind of getting their focus back and really bringing some energy to the court for the set.
Nice block in the net by the Lady Mavs as they set up their attack. Nice job by Holling, trying to fool the Lady Mavs, but a good job by the Lady Mavs defense. Shaw goes deep to save this one, and Covington get it over successfully. Nice block right there by Morgan Plunkett. Good rally back and forth here from both of these teams. Bethany Covington will finally get the kill to put the Lady Deer on the board here in this third set. Covington, 164 kills on the year, 28 blocks, 109 digs, and 18 aces for the senior middle blocker. As Alexis Holling will have the first serve of the third set. And a whiff from Manvel, but they do get it over.
Little miscommunication there.
Jordan Pope will send that one in the net, point to Deer Park. As they cut the lead in half, 4-2. Corey Joe Martin that sent that one too strong out of bounds on the far side, as which Polk wanted to see if there may have been a tip right there.
It looks like the referee is not happy about something. I think there might have been something said or a gesture or something out on the court that they're getting warned about.
So Holling with the serve once again, trying to tie it up at 4. Dig out by Estes. Manvel goes on the attack. Darby Shaw there. As Holling will save it. That point goes to Manvel. Credit Corey Joe Martin going through the blockers for the Lady Deer. It's now a 5-3 advantage for the Lady Mavs as Jordan Pope will have the serve. Pope, a senior outside hitter. And this one will go off Haltom and out of bounds. And the point goes to the Lady Mavs. So a good chance right here for Manvel to start pulling away a little early here in this third set to try to send it to a fourth. Nice job saving it was Estes, and a nice job at the net. That's Corey Joe Martin finding an open space on the court. It's now a 7-3 Lady Mavs lead.
You see senior Alexis Halling out there on the court trying to rally her team together, as we've seen her do so many times throughout the season.
And a whistle, no point goes to Manvel.
A whistle on Halling, as we talk about her, you know, rallying her team together, but then making a mistake. But we've really seen good leadership from her all throughout the season, and I really think that she's a great senior and a great captain.
Coach Sabatel will call a timeout for Deer Park as Manvel leads it here in the fourth set at 8-3. Want to thank our sponsors this evening. A Screenworks, improved curb appeal and low energy bill with solar window screens or shades by a Screenworks, etc. Family owned in Deer Park. Call 281-476-1543. And Graco Communications, catered customer care is also our #1 goal. That's Graco Communications. Also by Lightning Bolt and Supply. Everything about our company, from our products to our courtesy staff, is designed to meet your individual needs with strikingly good service.
Very quick timeout on the Deer Park side. Even though they're down, I think Saba's just trying to get them to focus a little bit and maybe break up the momentum that Manvel is going through right now.
Victoria Ball will have the serve. Senior gets ready. So we're officially now out of this timeout. A service error gives Deer Park a point, cuts it in half at 8-4. Haltom will check out. Hannah Malley will now come in. The senior outside hitter for the Lady Deer. Morgan Plunkett has the serve. Going strong at the net. That's Tatiana Tyson. JC, we talked about her at the beginning. One of the stars of this team, only a sophomore as well for the Lady Mavs.
Only a sophomore, and she really seems to be their go-to girl on the court. No matter what position she's in, the setter is finding her, and she's has a good performance so far tonight.
Nice serve tips the net. And Shaw with a good dig, gets all the way back to Manvel. But McMahon deflects it and falls to the floor, and a point goes to the Lady Mavs, and now a 10-4. Manvel lead.
Excellent dig and excellent defense all the way around by Darby Shaw tonight. She was not happy to see her teammate mess that up after that wonderful dig she had.
Darby goes low once again for that dig, and a nice block at the net. As Corey Joe Martin fired up for this Manvel team as they look to keep their season alive, as the junior center gets the point, and we'll see Maddie Wallace come in for Hannah Malley.
And I mentioned that the Manvel team really needed some energy out there on the court, and now we are seeing it. The crowd is into it, and the team is into it, and this could be their game if they continue up with this momentum.
Service error, though, by Tatiana Tyson. Gives Deer Park a 3-point as Shaw will come out. And Haley Schneider, sophomore, will check in as Bethany Covington will have the serve. Tip over, saved by Halling, though. As Covington pushes over and finds an open spot near the back row. And a point for the Lady Deer. It's now an 11-6 advantage for the Lady Mavs.
You know, that is such a risky move that Covington really likes to go to. It could be an easy free ball for the other team, or it could be a kill. And in that instance, it was a kill.
Whistle and a point goes to Deer Park as Samantha McMahon will get credited with that point right there. As Manvel unsuccessfully able to save it. Thomas gets the point for the Lady Mavs. It's now a 12-7 advantage. As Corey Joe Martin gets ready to have the serve. This Manvel team fired up here in this third set. Man goes high and gets the kill. She goes over the head of the blockers. As Kaylee Lockie and Brittany Dumas gets ready to check in for McMahon and Holly. Kaylee Lockie, the seniors for this Deer Park team, to keep their season alive as that goes into the net off of Avers Johnson, and a timeout called by Coach Sarah Polk's team as now she tries to upset the momentum from the Lady Deer as they cut it to a 3-point Manvel advantage.
That's right, and I know that with this lead and with this momentum that they have on their side for the set, Manvel does not want to see Deer Park come back right now.
Tonight's game brought to you by Summit Realtors, located in the heart of Deer Park. Summit Realtors provides a full range of real estate services for the greater Southeast Houston area. We would love the opportunity to discuss your upcoming sale, listing, financing, or purchase. Summit Realtors has been in business 18 years, is owned by Carla Nettles. Call 281-479-6600. And by Flower Cottage at Deer Park, we want to be the force you recommend. And InsideDP.com, your #1 source for all news Deer Park. That's InsideDP.com. Kaylee Lockie has a serve out of timeout. And she just saves it from going over her head as Wallace sends it over on a third try. Now here comes the Lady Maverick attack. The whistle and a point goes to Deer Park.
They are calling, I don't know what that call was, Chase.
All we know is it credits Deer Park as the Lady Deer get a freebie right there. They trail now by 2 here in this match. As they lead the match, should say 2-0. Nice job at the net by Manvel. This time it goes through Lockie. She tried to save it over her head, and Darby Shaw couldn't react quick enough to her right.
And I'm a little surprised we didn't get a lift called on that last play. With as strict as they've been tonight, I'd say that tip over was a little questionable.
Jordan Pope checks in now as Avers Johnson has the serve, and there'll be a service error out of bounds on the far side as Brittany Dumas heads up, lets it go out of bounds. Zaria Radford will check in, and Maddie Wallace will have the serve for Deer Park. Park on the attack. Plunkett gets it over. Nice save in the back row by Radford. Dumas sets up Plunkett. Good dig right there by Jordan Pope as she was falling to the floor. Good rally right here between both clubs. And that's going to go off the hand of Radford out of bounds. Good point for Deer Park, and they've cut it now to a 1-point lead here in this third set.
Yes, and Mally with the strong serves. Just as we see her strong arm on her kills, we're seeing some really strong serves as well.
Lockie saves it. As Shaw gets over the third try. Nice block at the net by Elijah Thomas as Shaw goes to the floor on the dig. Now Manvel on the attack. Good kill right there on the Manvel side. As they stretch it back to a 2-point advantage, 14-12. Tatiana Tyson will check in. It will be Bailey Jefferson that has the serve. Block at the net for Manvel and a whistle. And the point goes to the Lady Mavs.
No touch on that block. That was all net on that hit by Haley Schneider.
Back out to a 3-point advantage for the Lady Mavs. As Wallace goes low. Setting up Wallace, and a point goes right back to Manvel. Another unforced error committed by the Deer Park Lady Deer here in this third set.
Called a lift on Brittany Dumas, and I could actually hear that set from the table, and so when you can hear a set, you know it's never a good thing.
Jefferson retaining the serve. Shaw digs it out. Jefferson with that dig, gets it over. And on the attack again. And that's going to be in as the back judge said it just snuck in. Morgan Plunkett with another kill this evening. Schneider will come out. Darby Shaw gets ready to serve this one up. We're in that second set. Darby had that long stretch of serves. Going strong, that's Jordan Pope. As Maddie Wallace could not dig that one out. It's now a 17-13 advantage for Manvel. Go back to look at the earlier meeting this year between these two teams. Manvel was swept by Deer Park 25-18 in both sets, as another point will go to the Lady Mavs. As it's now 18-13. So Manvel's still looking for their first set victory against the Lady Deer this evening, or excuse me, this year, as Erica Halling, sister of Alexis, will check in for Maddie Wallace. It's the first time we'll see Erica this evening. Serve comes from Shelby Estes. Dumas goes on the attack. Good save by Radford. Manvel cannot return it back over the net. And a point goes to Deer Park as McMahon and Alexis Halling will check in.
Let's see if getting back around to the starting setter, Alexis Halling, will give Deer Park an advantage here.
Tyson that will get the kill as Shaw tries to save it once again, going to the floor.
Shaw grabbing her stomach like she might have been injured on that last play. It's not looking good. Deer Park really needs her, and she just is not when she needs to get hurt.
Serve will come from Jordan Pope as Covington digs out McMahon's up. She goes with the left hand. Now Manvel on their attack, pushed over. Good block by Covington. Saved though by Manvel, as that was Tyson that kept it alive for the Lady Mavs. McMahon goes too strong out of bounds. Now Manvel in front by 6 at 20-14.
Deer Park really needs to focus and get the side out here.
Hope serve will come out of bounds. Service error right in front of the Deer Park bench as Maddie Wallace will return in. As Erica Halling will come out. Victoria Ball will check in for Manvel. Morgan Plunkett will have the serve for the Lady Deer. As now Wallace will officially come in for Halling. Alexis Halling going low to dig it out. Wallace now on the attack. Nice block at the net by Manvel. And a point as that was Estes. And Tatiana Tyson once again. Tyson second on this team in blocks this year at 51. As Malaysia Thomas leads the Lady Mavs in that category with 52. The sophomore once again coming up big as Coach Gay Sabatel points a timeout on the Deer Park side as their team trails 21-15 here in this third set.
And you know, I would not be surprised if after this game, Tatiana Tyson is leading her team of blocks. We've really seen her shut Deer Park down, especially their powerhouse, Maddie Wallace. She just can't get around Tyson.
Our game tonight brought to you by Graco Communications. Cater customer care is also our #1 goal. That's Graco Communications. And by Dean & Draper Insurance Agency, business insurance, health insurance, home and auto, insuring the growth of Texas. Call Sonny Covington at 713-527-0444. That's Dean & Draper Insurance Agency. And also by Force Specialty Services, servicing the petrochemical and refinery industry, construction and maintenance, general contracting for over 30 years. That's Force Specialty Services. 21-15. Manvel leading Deer Park in this third set. Deer Park leads the match 2 sets to nothing. And that's going to be an ace right there for Tatiana Tyson. She had 17 coming in to this bi-district match this evening. Deer Park side a bit rattled here in this third set, something we haven't seen from this team in a long while, and back-to-back aces for Tatiana Tyson.
Chase, I would say it's not looking good for Deer Park. When you ace a serve like that, you know, there's no reason to have nobody back there on the line to dig it out. It just seems like they're really falling apart.
Reagan Hargis will come in for this first time this evening. Tyson retains serve, but a service error gives a free point to the Lady Deer as Shaw will come out. And Haley Schneider will come back in as Covington or the senior leaders of this team will have the serve and try to get the Lady Deer back in it. And that's going to go out of bounds. As that hit off number 2, Victoria Ball. Point to the Lady Deer. They trail now 23-17.
We've seen Covington with strong, consistent serves all season, but this is a very nerve-wracking time to be at the line. And the other team is so close to game point, and you're trying to come back from behind.
And an ace right there for Covington, and a quick timeout call by Coach Sarah Polk's team to try to break up the momentum that Deer Park is coming back, as this would win it for the Lady Deer. They could come back and win this set.
You know, they really got to regain their focus and regain composure. We're seeing a nervous team out there on the court, and you know they're playing tense. And I think that if they get a few more points, maybe they'll get relaxed, and they do have a shot at coming back and winning this third set.
Deer Park looking for their 30th win of the season there at a 29-8 mark. Manvel finishing 4th in District 22 5A, a 19-14 record. They finished behind Alvin, Pearland, and Dobie. A strong 22 5A district. Deer Park winning it for the second straight year, as they go perfect once again in 21 5A play. As they top North Shore Westbrook and Baytown Sterling to make it to the playoffs this season. Out of timeout. Bethany Covington has the serve. A dig right there, Reagan Hargis going low. Covington just gets it over, and it falls right in front of a pair of Manvel defenders. Deer Park now only down 4 here in this third set.
Another risky move by Covington. Very, very rarely do you ever see a tip coming from the back row, especially with as tight as the referees are being tonight. That was really risky of her to do that.
Soft serve from Covington, dug out Jefferson on the attack. Blocked out the net. That's Schneider and Samantha McMahon. To take a look at this Region 3, the winner of this one will face Clear Creek or Fort Bend Dulles Friday evening. Wallace saves it as Hargis sets her up, and now here comes the Manvel attack as Jefferson can't get it over as it tips the top of the net. And JC Deer Park has rallied all the way back. They now trail by 2 here in this third set.
I am surprised. You know, they were down by a lot and really seemed to be losing control of the game, and here they are. They're back in it.
Dig out by Hargis. Holland will set up Maddie Wallace. That's going to go too long out of bounds. And that will set up set point for the Lady Mavs.
Deer Park wants a tip, but they are saying no tip. That ball was actually out of bounds.
You can see the Manvel crowd that made their way over here to Clearbrook this evening, getting into this one. And a service error by Corey Joe Martin. Deer Park still alive as Kaylee Lockey and Brittany Dumas will come in.
Not a good time to miss your serve chase.
You see once again the Region 3. Alvin Westbrook at the top along with Fort Bend Travis and Clear Lake. Lockey saves it, gets it back over to the Manvel side as Jefferson sets up Johnson. That's going to go off Schneider. Darby Shaw saves it, but Reagan Hargis couldn't get there. And that will end the third set with Manvel coming out on top 25-22. Take a break and come back and have the fourth set here for Clearbrook High School. Watching the bi-district round of the 5A Girls State Playoffs here on the Legacy Sports Network.
If I get pneumonia,
Break my arm.
Need to know if my pain is something more.
I know I can trust Neighbors Emergency Center to save me.
they save my time.
They'll save me from missing the championship.
They'll save me from missing my meeting.
They'll save me from missing the chance to walk her down the aisle someday.
Yeah.
They save me.
He saves me.
You saved me.
Neighbors Emergency Center saves lives.
Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's march to excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up, it's deep, and it's going to be gone!
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff, Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone, touchdown!
This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
Gerald, you guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at legacysportsnetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
If you're looking for the best selection of crawfish on this side of Louisiana, the Louisiana Crawfish Hut is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louie and hut platter, not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut is located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
Back here from Clearbrook High School, League City, Texas, as we get set for the fourth set this evening of our bi-district volleyball matchup here in Region 3 between Deer Park and the Manvel Lady Mavs. Jason is joined alongside by JC Walkup, and JC, the first two sets, it was all Deer Park, but Manvel really rallied back strong in that third set to keep their season alive as they force it now into this fourth set.
They really did, and at the beginning, towards the end of that first game, we talked about how hard it would be for Manvel to come back if they got down by 2 games, but here they are, they're keeping it alive.
Alexis Holling had the opening serve as Darby Shaw sends that to the rafters. It'll be an opening point for the Lady Mavs, and 4 sets and 4 opening points for Manvel this evening.
Yeah, like we mentioned, they have been in the lead at the beginning of every game. Third set, we saw them keep that lead.
Shelby Estes will have the first serve of the fourth set for Manvel. Deer Park sets up the attack. It's dig out by Bailey Jefferson. Maddie Wallace right there, trying to go low, but a strong kill from the Lady Mavs. It's now a 2-0 early fourth set lead. Estes will retain the serve. Nice block at the net right there as McMahon tried to ease it over. And a point will go to Deer Park. Morgan Plunkett will have the serve. Nice dig right there by Darby Shaw. McMahon right there going strong. She ties it at 2.
Deer Park back with their original starters out on the court after changing it up in game 3. I think that's a good strategy. Consistency could never hurt.
Plunkett, Shaw, Alexis Holling, Wallace Covington, and McMahon on the court for the Lady Deer. For the Lady Mavs, they send out Estes, Pope, Jefferson, Johnson, Tyson, and Zaria Radford here in this fourth set. Deer Park gets a point, take their first lead here in this fourth set at 3-2. Plunkett with a nice dig right there as McMahon pushes it over. Now Manvel starts their attack. Tipped at the net, and saved by Shaw. There's Morgan Plunkett, blocked at the net by Tatiana Tyson. And Corey Joe Martin. And the Lady Mavs tied at 3.
We mentioned Plunkett having one of her best games of the season tonight. I just don't think she was expecting that block.
Jordan Pope with the serve as Wallace digs it out high. Covington will push over the far side, but right there was Avers Johnson. Right there, Samantha McMahon with a strong kill with the right hand. Gives the Lady Deer a 4-3 lead.
She was very excited. As soon as she saw that ball up in the air, she knew she was going to kill it.
Tori ball comes in now for Manvel as Bethany Covington will have the serve. And that will be an ace as miscommunication between Bailey Jefferson and Victoria Ball right there. Both tried to go for a dig. Now Deer Park with a 2-point advantage at 5-3. Soft serve from Covington, possibly throwing Manvel off right there as Ball had to hustle to try to come and get that dig. As it hits off of her, it comes out of the bounds, and a point to the Lady Deer. They're now up by 3. As subs come in for the Lady Mavs. Dug out by Jasmine Estelle. But another point goes to Deer Park.
Yep, it seems like they are really struggling to return Bethany Covington's serve.
Timeout called by Coach Sarah Polk's team as the Lady Deer lead at 7-3. As our match night brought to you by a Screenworks Etc. Improved curb appeal and low energy bill with solar window screens or shades by a Screenworks Etc. Family owned in Deer Park. Call 281-476-1543. So brought to you by Summit Realtors, located in the heart of Deer Park. Summit Realtors provides a full range of real estate services for the greater Southeast Houston area. We'd love the opportunity to discuss your upcoming sale, listing, financing, or purchase. Summit Realtors has been in business 18 years and is owned by Carla Nettles. Call 281-479-6600. That's Summit Realtors. Covington will come out of the timeout with the serve. Manvel goes on the attack, blocked at the net. Maddie Wallace gets the point for the Lady Deer, and it's now an 8-3 advantage. Covington serve will go long, a service error. That will cut that streak for the Deer.
A service error I'm sure Manvel is very happy to see, as they were really struggling to play defense against that serve.
Tatiana Tyson, the sophomore middle blocker, ready with this serve as Morgan Plunkett dig it out, and we'll have a whistle, a point going. Said Manvel, a lift called against Deer Park.
Another lift on Alexis Halling, and I'd have to say that the passes that they're giving her really aren't making it easy. They're keeping her really tight to the net, which is making her really struggle to get it out.
Chance here for Manvel to sneak back into this fourth set early. Thompson goes low, excuse me, Tyson went low. Wallace will get the kill as it goes over the head of Jasmine Estelle, as Lockie and Dumas will come and check in for McMahon and Alexis Halling, as it's now a 9-5 Lady Deer lead.
Oh, we hear the crowd yelling to check the score, as there might have been a mistake made.
Army Shaw will get the dig. Lockie set it up for Wallace, tips it over the net. Good hustle right there by Shelby Estes. We'll save that one for Manvel. Now Deer Park on the attack, blocked, but out of bounds. As Estes and Elijah Thomas wanted that block inbounds. It's a point to the Lady Deer. It's now a 10-5 Deer Park lead. A whistle. And a point goes to Deer Park.
They are calling no touch on that block. That was hit into the net by Manvel.
11-5 now as Lockie serves it. Manvel on the attack. And a good job right there by Averish Johnson. Look, she may have fooled the Deer Park defenders right there, going up strong, but tapping it over the heads of the Lady Deer, finds the open space. It's now 11-6. Lady Deer lead as Corey Joe Martin gets ready for the serve. Maddie Wallace is blocked at the net. So it's Averish Johnson. Elijah Thomas gets the block. You see some excitement coming from the Manvel side. They trail by 4.
Although they're trailing, I do think they are trying really hard to keep their energy in this game. We've seen throughout the first sets that when their energy is up is when they play the best.
And it looks like we're going to have a penalty called against Manvel. And And Deer Park's going to be credited with the point.
Maybe a rotation error? I'm not sure what happened on that last one.
That's going to be a kill for Manvel. So they get that point back right there that they freely gave the Lady Deer. We did not see any argument, though, from Coach Polk, so she knew that something had happened. As Avers Johnson, one of the 3 captains of this Manvel team, has the serve, gets it over. Plunkett with a nice job getting it back to the Manvel side. Now Deer Park back on the attack. Plunkett again, but we'll have a whistle, and Plunkett's going to be called for the infraction.
Man, Plunkett really struggling. They're really setting her tight to the net. I know that that's something that Saba does not like to see her setters do. She wants them set off the net so the hitters really have control. And especially with a big block like Manvel's putting up, that's extra important tonight.
Service error against Avers Johnson gives the point to Deer Park. It's now 13-9. Darby Shaw gets ready for this serve. Point going to Manvel as that goes off of Maddie Wallace. As Elijah Thomas will get credit with that point. It's cut to a 3-point Lady Deer lead at 13-10 as the libero Bailey Jefferson has the serve. Covington tips it over, finds an open space. A soft touch from the senior. It's now 14-10 as McMahon and Alexis Holling will check back in. Deer Park leading this match at 2-1. Won the opening 2 sets, 25-17, 25-10. Manvel storming in front in the 3rd set, winning it 25-22. Looking to send it to a 5th and decisive set as they get the point right there. That's Tatiana Tyson that will get credited with that point. Cuts it to a 3-point Lady Deer advantage.
At this point in the game, it doesn't seem like either team is really running away with it. The momentum's kind of changing back and forth from both sides, and I'd say it's still anyone's game.
Shelby Estes. Send it to Maddie Wallace. Samantha McMahon will come up with a huge kill right there for Deer Park. Extends the lead back out to 4 as Morgan Plunkett gets ready for the serve. High dig right there off of Radford. Plunkett and Shaw right there, can't save it. And a point back over to the Manvel side as they cut it back to 3 at 15-12. Avers Johnson and Victoria Ball gets ready to check back in. If you're Manvel, JC, this is probably a spot in this set where you want to be, only trailing in that 3-point range. Where Deer Park's only at 15 right now, they're not any further ahead as they have a chance to still get back in this set.
Right, and as Manvel, I do not want Deer Park to get very much further ahead this late in the game.
Right there, a block and a point for the Lady Mavs. Now they cut it to 2 at 15-13. As Hannah Malley will get ready to come in.
You know, coming in off the bench can be a pretty nerve-wracking thing. She's not warm, and she's been sitting for most of this match. Even the girls we saw check in late in the game in the 3rd set, we saw Hargis and Holling check in and really do a great job on defense.
Good job at the net right there. That was Covington that pushed that one over, found that backspace. It's back to a 3-point advantage as Bethany Covington, senior middle blocker, will have the serve.
A serve we saw Manvel really struggle with earlier in the game.
They won't be able to send it back to Lady Deer off that one. It's a 4-point advantage, and right here, Coach Savatel's team has a chance to start really putting this one away as they're up by 4. Now they're at that point where if they get up a couple more points, it's going to be a tall task for this Manvel team to get back in it. Jefferson with the dig. Set up Johnson as Wallace saves it. And a point will come to the Manvel side.
And they're calling another lift on the set. And, you know, we see Saba really frustrated on the bench. And that's a call that's been called so many times tonight.
Tatiana Tyson service error into the net at the worst time for the Lady Mavs as Deer Park gets a free point as Dumas and Lockie will check back in. It's an 18-14 advantage for the Lady Deer. Manvel needs it to send it to a fifth and decisive set. Johnson sends it over Wallace with the dig. Wallace set up, strong kill from the junior. And a timeout called by Coach Polk's team as their team trails by 5 at 19-14. And JC, right here, what is Coach Polk telling her team inside their huddle as Deer Park right now has this 5-point advantage?
Yeah, she is really, I know she's probably trying to keep the energy up on her team like we talked about. We've seen them get down and basically give up during the first and second game, and if they keep this energy going, they have a chance to stay in this one. And like I said, the momentum's kind of back and forth. Deer Park could be pulling away with it, but Manvel still has a chance to rally back and stay in it.
One of the players that we pointed out at the beginning of the broadcast, Maddie Wallace, with that strong right kill to force Coach Polk really to call that timeout. And that right hand of Maddie Wallace can be a decider as Lockie will have a service error. A free point for the Lady Mavs. Couldn't come at a better time for them, cutting it now to 4 as Deer Park leads at 19-15. As Corey Joe Martin had the serve. Dumas on the attack, blocked, but comes out of bounds. As that goes off of Thomas and Shelby Estes. And now Deer Park will have serve, and it will be Maddie Wallace. Jefferson with the dig, good save and hustle from Corey Joe Martin. Malley on the attack will get the kill. So the senior coming off the bench hasn't had much playing time this evening, but gets a huge point for her team as now Deer Park 4 points away from a match victory this evening. Strong kill though by Elijah Thomas. Jordan Pope getting ready to come back in.
Deer Park has struggled against that set all night. Manvel seems to be running it pretty consistently when the middle goes in for a low quick set against the net. And I think that was a big point for Manvel.
Ardea blocked at the net. That point goes to Manvel. That's Jordan Pope and Elijah Thomas once again. As the Lady Mavs not going down without a fight here this evening. Point goes to Deer Park. Hannah Malley will get that kill going through the blockers. As Covington will come in. Ardea will check out. And Darby Shaw, who's really stood out this evening for this Deer Park team, has the serve. Lockie sets it up for Maddie Wallace. Now here comes Manvel. Jordan Pope blocked at the net, but a whistle and a point goes to the Lady Deer.
Yeah, they are calling no touch on that block. That was 4 hits by Manvel, and the point goes to Deer, and the serve is back to Darby Shaw. There's that same set.
And a whistle, and a point goes to Manvel.
Like I mentioned, Deer Park is really struggling with that set. If I was Manvel, I would be taking note, and I would be running that consistently this late in the game.
Bailey Jefferson with the serve as Malley digs it out. Dumas with the kill. And match point now for Deer Park. As Samantha McMahon and Alexis Holling, the 2 senior captains, will come in with a chance to send their team to the second round of the 5A Girls State Playoffs. Dug out by Manvel. They go on the attack. Shaw. Holling sets it for McMahon. Too far. And Manvel stays alive.
I think they were just a little bit too excited, really wanted to end on a kill, and the set wasn't there.
Shelby Estes with the serve to try to keep her team and her season alive. McMahon tipped at the net, and that's going to do it. And the Deer Park Lady Deer have won their 25th straight match, and they are by-district champions here in 2013 as they defeat the Manvel Lady Mavericks this evening. 3-1 as they win it 25-17, 25-10, 22-25, and 25-17. We'll take a break, come back. We're going to visit with the head coach of the Deer Park Lady Deer, Coach Gay Sabatel, and have our Savannah Cake and Bakery player of the game back in the moment from Clearbrook High School.
If I get pneumonia,
Break my arm.
Need to know if my pain is something more.
I know I can trust Neighbors Emergency Center to save me.
they save my time.
They'll save me from missing the championship.
They'll save me from missing my meeting.
They'll save me from missing the chance to walk her down the aisle someday.
They save me.
He saves me.
You save me.
Neighbors Emergency Center saves lives.
Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
If you're looking for the best selection of crawfish on this side of Louisiana, the Louisiana Crawfish Hut is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louie and hut platter, not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut, located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's March to Excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up. It's deep. And it's going to be gone.
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff, Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone, touchdown.
This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
Gerald, you guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at legacysportsnetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
Victorious in their bi-district round matchup against the Manvel Lady Mavs, and we're joined now by the head coach of the Deer Park Lady Deer, Coach Gay Sabatel, and coach a 3-1 set or match victory this evening against Manvel. Talk about your team's performance this evening.
Well, I thought we came out really strong, and the second game, God, couldn't have asked for anything better and a performance. And then getting to the third game, we came out really just kind of flat. And when I called the timeout, first thing was, it's not 2 out of 3, it's 3 out of 5. And we played them earlier in the year, and we knew that defensively they were going to dig, and they did, and very well. And they ran that quick B very well. And that's tough to defend. I thought we did a better job of that in the fourth game. So very, very proud of our girls, and get ready. Here we go. Get ready for our next one.
You mentioned you played this team early in the year. I know it was back out in August, and it was actually the first match that when your team won to go on this now 25-match win streak. But playing them early in the season, did it help coming into tonight's game?
At this point, actually, not. It did and it didn't. I didn't really say much about that. I just knew what they did offensively and what we needed to do, at least to try to slow that down, and to put them in a position that we wanted them to set more, to their outside or their back row players, and I think we did a good job of that. Except, third game we got a little rattled. That's okay. We regrouped. We got the momentum in the end of the third game going into the fourth game. So. As far as, playing them early, I didn't put much weight on that because it was early. So I knew they were going to be really good defensively. So
We're going to talk to her in a second, but talk about Darby Shaw's performance this evening.
Well, she had some butterflies, I think, that were going in different directions. But she got it all together, and everything was flying in the same direction by midway through the first game. So she came through and did end up playing Darby-like. Passed well and all over the place on the court. So nice job, and the whole team, just very, very proud of them.
Coach, congratulations on yet another bi-district championship that you bring back to Deer Park, as you are in now your 20th year as a head coach, 30th year overall, as you get set now to play the winner of the Fort Bend Dulles and Clear Creek matchup. Congratulations on another big victory.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you.
We'll come back in a moment. J.C. Walker will visit with Darby Shaw, our Savannah Cake and Bakery player of the game here from Clearbrook High School, as you're watching the bi-district playoffs right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
The Louisiana Crevichet is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louis and hut platter, not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crevichet offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week, with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Crevichet, located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
If I get pneumonia,
Break my arm.
Need to know if my pain is something more.
I know I can trust Neighbors Emergency Center to save me.
they save my time.
They'll save me from missing the championship.
They'll save me from missing my meeting.
They'll save me from missing the chance to walk her down the aisle someday.
They save me.
He saves me.
You save me.
Neighbors Emergency Center saves lives.
Neighbors Emergency Center. Care that counts. Experience that matters.
And we're live on the Legacy Sports Network, where Deer Park is situated in Manvel. I'm here with the Savannah Cake and Bakery player of the game, Darby Shaw. Darby, great game tonight. Your coach spoke very highly of you. Tell me a little bit about what you did to prepare for this game, you and your team.
We just had really hard practices. We did everything that we have prepared to do, starting with nothing hitting the ground to making our serves over in practice, just focusing mostly on being smart and just playing all together as a team.
Great, and we know that you guys are a forward-thinking team, and I know during the regular season you always talked about postseason, and I know now you're really looking forward to the next round. Tell me a little bit about what your team will do to prepare for the big match you have coming up on Friday.
Well, Coach just told us that we might only have one day to prepare, that we might play on Thursday, so we all decided in the huddle that we're going to have a really hard practice and go out, get things done, and just be prepared for what we have coming.
All right, one more question. If your team makes it all the way, talk about what that would mean to you.
It would mean so much to us. We've talked about it from day one of how far we wanted to go, and we have high expectations, and all the seniors definitely don't want to give up now, so we're really looking forward to making it that far.
All right, thanks, Darby. Great defensive showing tonight, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back to wrap up the game.
If you're looking for the best selection of crawfish on this side of Louisiana, the Louisiana Crevichet is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louis and hut platter, not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crevichet offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week, with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Crevichet, located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
Jason Hernandez along with J.C. Walkup as we wrap things up here from Clearbrook High School. A 3-1 match victory for Deer Park this evening. And J.C., just dominance all around for Lady Deer once again as they now go to 25 straight matches.
Great game for them. It's really good that they have momentum now. You know, going into the postseason, if you lose one game or get thrown off, then your season could be over with. So I'm happy they were able to keep the momentum, and they have good momentum going into the next round of playoffs, which I think are going to be a lot tougher.
Last year they were by-district champions, got knocked out in the second round against Clear Falls. However, they will play now the winner of Fort Bend Dulles, and Clear Creek don't know exactly what the date of that's going to be, either Thursday or Friday. But what does this team have to do going forward to continue this run here in the playoffs?
You know, I think Friday's or Thursday's game is going to be a lot harder for them, Chase. Those are big teams, and I think that the match they played a few weeks ago against Katy, some of the skills that they used in that game are really going to come into play this second round of the playoffs.
Lastly, you can't go on without talking about Coach Gay Sabatel in her 30th year, her 20th as head coach, and yet another by-district championship comes home with her to Deer Park.
What a milestone for Saba, and I know she's proud, but I know that she doesn't let it get to her at all. She's just looking forward to the next round, and I know for her the end goal is state and to just make this team go as far as they can go.
Well, as we said, Deer Park now awaits the winner of Fort Bend Dulles or Clear Creek either Thursday or Friday night in the second round of the 5A state playoffs here in the volleyball ranks here in Region 3 as they look to continue to keep their season alive. JC, congratulations on a great season with us. As always, as we know, you're about to take off to go back overseas. Thank you so much for all your hard work this year.
Thanks, Chase. I had a great time, and I hope to be back next season.
For JC Walkup, I'm Chase Manvel saying thank you so much for joining us this evening here from Clearbrook High School as the Deer Park Lady Deer advance in the 5A state volleyball playoffs.